10 unexpected ways women try to turn you on without you even noticing. Women often use nonverbal cues to create attraction, and many of these signals go unnoticed by most men. Today, we're revealing the subtle ways women try to turn you on, using body language and small gestures that signal her interest without her saying a word. Let's decode these signs and see if you've noticed any of these subtle moves. 1. The gleam in her eye. Let's start with one of the most telling yet easily overlooked signs, her eyes. When a woman is attracted, her eyes tend to communicate more than words can. If you catch her gaze and it holds for a few seconds longer than usual, especially with a slight smile, that's not an accident. This prolonged eye contact, often accompanied by a sparkle in her eyes or dilated pupils, indicates excitement. We're naturally drawn to things that capture our interest. So, if she's keeping her gaze on you, it's her way of letting you know she's tuned into you. Often, if she's interested, she'll look back at you repeatedly or give you accidental glances across the room. This is especially common if she's not the type to approach you directly. Eye contact is a subtle yet powerful way of building that initial spark of attraction without saying a word. 2. Crossing lines of sight. Have you ever noticed a woman who seems to be around more often than others, frequently ending up in your line of sight? This is often a purposeful move. When a woman's attracted, she'll place herself within your view and let her presence do the talking. Crossing into your sightline frequently might seem coincidental, but if she's appearing at the edge of your field of vision or keeps bumping into you, she's positioning herself to be noticed. If she meets your eyes from a distance and holds the look for a brief moment, that's her way of saying, "Notice me." The reason this works is simple psychology. We're naturally attracted to those who engage us visually. Women who employ this tactic are signaling interest while keeping things light and indirect, creating the kind of tension that invites you to make the next move. 3. The hair flip or toss. The hair flip or hair toss is one of the oldest and most reliable signs of attraction. While it might look innocent, it's typically a subtle cue to draw attention to her face and neck. Women instinctively know that this gesture is eye-catching, emphasizing her feminine features and inviting you to notice her. But it's more than that. Hair flipping often releases nervous energy, especially in moments of excitement or flirtation. If she's frequently tucking her hair behind her ear, flipping it over her shoulder, or even running her fingers through it while talking to you, she's heightening her own allure. This move not only says, "Look at me," but it also hints that she's excited and maybe even a little bit nervous around you. Pair this with a slight smile or glance, and you've got a classic subconscious sign of attraction that's been used for centuries. 4. The neck exposure move. When it comes to nonverbal attraction cues, exposing the neck is one of the most primal. The neck is a vulnerable area, so by tilting her head to the side or brushing her hair back to show this part of herself, she's signaling comfort and openness. If she repeatedly reveals her neck while talking to you, it's a sign she feels safe and at ease, which are key foundations of attraction. This is often paired with subtle movements like playing with a necklace or adjusting her collar. Psychologically, it draws your attention to her softness, conveying a sense of warmth and approachability. In more subconscious terms, this gesture says, "I trust you," which deepens the bond and invites a closer connection. 5. The lip bite or lip touch. Lips are a powerful focal point in nonverbal attraction. If she's lightly biting her lip or running her finger along it while looking at you, it's a strong visual cue meant to grab your attention. This motion heightens her own sensitivity and expresses a hint of vulnerability. The lips are an inherently attractive part of the face, and drawing attention to them signals interest. If you see her doing this while making eye contact, it's not just a nervous habit, it's an invitation. Women are often not even fully conscious of this gesture, as it's a natural reaction to excitement or anticipation. But that's what makes it even more genuine. It's a subconscious signal that says she's thinking about more than just casual conversation. 6. The subtle lean-in. Physical closeness is an undeniable sign of attraction, and if she leans in closer while you're talking, she's creating an intimate space within the conversation. This doesn't just mean closing the distance, it's a way of reducing the physical boundary between you. By leaning in, she's inviting you to mirror her, creating a bubble where the two of you can connect. This move also allows her to gauge your response. If you lean in too, it signals that you're comfortable with closeness. Leaning in amplifies her engagement in the conversation, and you may notice she's also making softer eye contact or nodding while you speak, letting you know she's fully invested in this moment. 7. Playing with accessories. If she's playing with her necklace, adjusting her glasses, or touching her earrings, it's often more than a habit. These actions create visual points around her neck, face, and hands, areas that are naturally attractive. Accessory play is a common attraction tactic. The small movements grab your attention without her being overt about it. Playing with jewelry around the neck, for instance, emphasizes a delicate, feminine area, while adding a touch of vulnerability. Women tend to touch their faces or hair around someone they're interested in, and accessory play extends this to highlight certain features. By doing this, she's inviting you to notice her details and creating a focal point that keeps you engaged. 8. The coy smile with side glance. The coy smile and side glance is one of the most effective yet subtle moves in her attraction arsenal. When she gives you a soft smile and quickly glances away, it's an intriguing mix of warmth and mystery. This combination of a smile and a side look invites you to be curious, making her seem approachable yet a bit elusive. This side glance is her way of adding playfulness to the interaction without being too direct. It's almost like a dance, where she's showing interest and holding back just enough to keep things exciting. If she repeats this glance more than once, especially in a quiet moment, it's her way of telling you she's interested, all without saying it outright. 9. Using scent as a memory trigger. Scent is one of the most powerful senses, and women understand this deeply. If she's leaning close enough for you to catch a hint of her perfume, it's rarely by accident. Scent is linked directly to memory and emotion, meaning that even a quick whiff of her fragrance can leave a lasting impression. Women often choose fragrances to create a sensory connection. So if she's close enough for you to notice her perfume, it's her way of leaving a subtle, lingering imprint on you. Scent creates an intimate association, and she knows that when you catch that scent again, she'll be the first person comes to mind. This scent memory works on a psychological level, embedding a sense of warmth and familiarity. The next time you catch that fragrance, even if it's just a passing scent, you're likely to think of her, bringing up feelings of closeness and intrigue without her even needing to be present. 10. The lingering goodbye touch. If she lightly touches your arm, shoulder, or back when saying goodbye, and you notice her hand lingers just a bit longer than it needs to, it's not by chance. Physical touch, especially one that lingers for an extra second, can release oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone, which deepens emotional connection. This lingering touch is a subtle yet powerful move that women use to leave you with a lasting impression. By holding that contact a beat longer than necessary, she's signaling warmth, familiarity, and maybe even hinting at attraction. It's her way of saying, I enjoyed our time together, and she's hoping you feel the same way. This gesture might seem small, but its impact is often memorable, staying with you long after she's left. The accidental foot point. Here's a bonus one that's extremely subtle, but rooted in solid nonverbal science: the direction of her feet. When people are truly interested or drawn to someone, their bodies tend to align subconsciously toward them. So if you're talking and notice that her feet are pointed directly at you, even when her body is slightly angled, she's likely into you. The reason? We instinctively orient our feet toward what we're interested in, and this applies even in social or romantic settings. If her feet are facing you while you're seated or standing together, it's a small but powerful cue that says she's fully engaged. On the other hand, if her feet are pointed away or toward the exit, it can suggest she's ready to move on. This foot point trick is easy to overlook, but once you catch it, it can reveal where her true focus lies. There you have it. These small signals can say a lot, and recognizing them adds a whole new level to understanding attraction. Have you ever caught yourself wondering about any of these signs? Or maybe you've seen one that threw you off? If you enjoyed these insights, hit subscribe so you won't miss the next one.